as you may or may not have heard, it is getting very close to, well, we're going to talk about it. Please subscribe.
Into this fight now. Cicada's a little off balance. Might be in trouble here. Alvarado sees his moment. There's a right hand. Oh! And he drops Cicada. Oh, he's out cold.
With the way things have been going for Manny Pacquiao, he can mess around and lose, you know? These fighters get, when you get that perfect fight, when you get that, you know, that super fight, for a guy like Mike Alvarado, to get a fight with Manny Pacquiao would be a super fight, you know? So with the way things went with him and Jeff Horn, you know, the fact that he is just used like boxing is a hobby to Manny Pacquiao, is what we've learned. I watched the interview that he did with a morning show over in the Philippines, where the host was asking him, you know, like, yo, why won't you just retire? Aren't you done? In the way he said, you know, I just missed the boxing game. It's a hobby to him. You know, this guy, when he goes to training camp, it's well known that he didn't train, you know, as he would have for Mayweather or, you know, years ago for a Jeff Horn. You know, so he's putting up these type of performances, even though he beat Jeff Horn, in my opinion, and he's not even really taking training seriously. There's been serious talks and still serious talks of him fighting Lomachenko. They wanted to try to do it in April. It's still possible. It can still happen. As it stands right now, it's January the 29th, 2018, 9:46 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It can still happen right now. From my understanding, Bob Arum just left the Philippines sometime at the end of last week from meeting with Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao said on that morning show, I have a video here that you can watch, or I'm going to put the link right down below in the description box where you can see the video of Manny Pacquiao doing an interview where basically he's saying that the fight between him and Lomachenko is involving weight. So they're in negotiations to fight, but they can't get a deal done on weight just yet. My understanding is that Lomachenko's team won Pacquiao under 140 pounds, which could be like 138 or so. Freddie Roach and Pacquiao are not willing to budge below 140. It's been known for quite some time that Manny Pacquiao has had to eat more during camp to keep his weight up because overall he's a small guy. So when he goes into training camp and he starts to train, he's losing weight to the point where he's getting down there to the low 140s and so. So it's been well known for quite some time that he can make 140 pounds. He can fight at 140 pounds comfortably. But they want to fight below 140 pounds. Nonetheless, it's still looking like Pacquiao versus Lomachenko is going to happen sometime this year. See, people forget that Bob Arum is old, like really, really, really old. And in his lifetime, you know, it's been known that he doesn't mind putting his fighters, as he's gotten older, he doesn't mind putting his fighters into fights or making certain fights prematurely. You have to think that at certain fights that he would love to see in his lifetime, you know? I'm sure he would love to see Pacquiao versus Lomachenko, so why not do it? And for boxing fans and for Manny Pacquiao and Lomachenko, it's a super fight. Pacquiao Lomachenko at 140? But it's looking like we're going to get Horn versus Crawford and Pacquiao versus Alvarado on April the 14th. Here's what 2018 at Madison Square Garden. Jeff Horn has been giving updates, basically trying to rally people to come to New York to support him against Terrence Crawford. So this is what he posted. I will hopefully have an announcement on my upcoming fight in New York later this week. If you want to come along and support me, register your interest for all tour details. So basically, him and his team are putting together some type of package for people from Australia to come over here. Now, understand this. Pacquiao versus Horn, Horn versus Crawford, and Pacquiao versus Alvarado is not a big fight here in the United States. But the international rights to this fight is major. You see what I'm saying? A fight with Jeff Horn, bringing his Australian fans over here, right? A fight with Manny Pacquiao. Imagine the TV rights. Imagine how many millions are going to tune in Australia and in the Philippines and those Asian countries combined. You know, that's enough right there. And then they're putting it in New York to make it the tourist, you know, to bring the tourist in. You know, it's crazy. So even though people saying that they're not going to buy the fight, and yes, Bob Arum has already stated somewhere, I forgot where I read the quote, that the fight will be ESPN pay-per-view. So we will be paying pay-per-view over here in the United States for this. And truth be told, I'm cool with it. In my opinion, see, me understanding the storylines behind the fights and the fact that Pacquiao is just fighting even though he really don't have to fight, he just likes to fight. You know, I'm not going to be giving him shit for fighting on the undercard and saying, no, I'm Manny Pacquiao, I don't fight on undercards. In reality, we need more shit like this for fighters to say, yeah, I'm going to jump on this card real quick. I don't give a fuck as long as I make, some money. And yes, it's likely that Manny Pacquiao is going to make the lowest payday he's made since probably David Diaz, something like that, in about 10 years. But we really don't know how much he's going to get from overseas money. And the same thing with Jeff Horn. So putting Horn versus Crawford and Pacquiao versus Alvarado and having that little mini tournament there for Pacquiao to fight the winner of Horn versus Horn versus Crawford. And people have been saying that Bob Arum hasn't been wanting to make Pacquiao versus Crawford, but in my opinion, from what I've learned, it hasn't been Bob Arum. He's been trying to make the fight. It's been Pacquiao's manager, Michael Kuntz, that hasn't been trying to make the fight, as well as a sprinkle of Freddie Roach in there. So Pacquiao has that option, or these fighters have that option of, for example, Horn, Pacquiao, if he wins against Alvarado to fight the winner of Horn versus Crawford, and if Alvarado pulls up a miracle like Jeff Horn did, maybe knocks Pacquiao out, who knows, then he's in the mix. And then you got Lomachenko out there. What if they pull a power move, and what if they can't get Terrence Crawford if he beats if Pacquiao, does fight Alvarado and doesn't fight Lomachenko, and Crawford does beat Jeff Horn? What if Crawford fights at 140 against Lomachenko? So they have they have options. These fighters have super fight options that are in their stable that doesn't involve, Al Heyman fighters and the whole political mumbo jumbo. So Pacquiao, if he win, it would be a 60th win, 59-7-2. And also, he's going to be 40 this year. He's going to be 40 at the end of this year. Now, understand this. My thoughts on age is this. In my opinion, in this day and age of modern medicine, 40 is not old. 40 is at the twilight of your career in this generation. If you're 45 in boxing, these days you're considered old. But being 39, 40, look at Adonis Stevenson. I think Adonis Stevenson is older than Pacquiao, in this day and age, 40 is like the twilight of your career. It's not considered old. So even though he's going to be 40 at the end of the year, and if you think of these 140 and 147 pounders, Pacquiao can still give a lot of these guys some work, especially when you look at what his left hand does to people. That left hand is still not a joke. And even if people did accuse him of being on PDs or whatever the case may have been, still now he's clean as a whistle. He's enrolled in VADA 24/7 and all that. So I have no doubts that Pacquiao, is clean right now. Back when he was sinning and all that, and doing the cockfighting and sleeping around, and him and Boo Boy running the streets and all that shit, then maybe. But still, no matter what, that left hand ain't no joke. And also, Pacquiao fights are always exciting. So it's not like when you're watching a Pacquiao fight, even if you don't want to pay for it, he's going to go out there and give you a good fight. And yes, he's changed since he got knocked out. He's become a better boxer and more cautious. But yeah, he got knocked the fuck out. He just didn't get knocked out. He was put to sleep. So he's become a different type of fighter to where if you think if he didn't get knocked out by Marquez, how many of people would he have destroyed later on after that? Timothy Bradley would have been destroyed, But woulda, coulda, shoulda, he did get knocked out by Marquez. There's no way around that. But we're waiting for an official announcement. I'm guessing that Horn is waiting. Obviously, Horn has already been pretty much announcing it. He is the champion. And technically, he is leading the card. He is the champion fighting against Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford is the challenger. He beat Pacquiao, and Pacquiao's supposed to be fighting Mike Alvarado on the undercard. So that's his card. He can pull the strings and say whatever he wants. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. Please subscribe.